Good evening, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Together with the Presidential Communications Office,
we bring you the latest, widest, and most comprehensive news coverage from the People's Television, IBC, Philippine News Agency, Philippine Information Agency, and Presidential Broadcast Service. I'm Princess.
At maghandog na mga dekalidad na programang pang-telebisyon para sa bayan.
Tara, lumikha! Calling all Anik-Anik fans! Gagawa tayo ng personalized keychains and charms gamit ang air dry clay. Sea-theme tayo ng DIY Halloween basket mula sa recycled materials na perfect ngayong spooky season. Trick or treat!
Sige, wala akong candy eh. Ay! Yung assignment mo!
Sining ang magniningning dito sa Artsy Craftsy! Paalam! Artsy Craftsy, Sabado, alas 10:30 ng umaga. Dito lang sa inyong People's Television.
Mga serbisyo ng pamahalaan ipararating sa mamamayan. Diretsahang usapan mula mismo sa mga kinauukulan. Samahan niyo kami sa pagbibigay linaw sa mahahalagang isyong pambayan kasama ang iba't ibang ahensya ng pamahalaan. Dahil sa pagkakaisa at pagtutulungan, sama-sama tayong haharap sa isang bagong Pilipinas ngayon.
PTV Consumer Watch, bantay presyo sa gasolina.
tonight's headlines. The government deploys search and rescue teams in Naga and assures it is on top of the situation. The Department of Social Welfare and Development assures sufficient supply of food will be provided to Kristine-affected families in line with President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.'s directive. 13 areas in eastern Visayas have been placed under state of calamity following the onslaught of severe tropical storm Kristine. The House of Representatives conducts relief operations for typhoon victims. The Department of Agriculture vows to deliver aid to farmers hit hard by severe tropical storm Kristine. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. details the government's urgent relief, recovery, and rehabilitation efforts amid the devastation caused by Typhoon Kristine in the Bicol region. The chief executive assured all government resources are being mobilized as the typhoon approaches southern Tagalog and northern Luzon. Preparations are focused on mitigating the damage it may cause, evacuating residents from hazardous areas, and ensuring essential supplies are available. He emphasized the importance of collaboration among agencies and partners.
Meanwhile, Malacanang has suspended work in government offices and classes at all levels in Luzon tomorrow, October 25. This due to strong winds and heavy rainfall from severe tropical storm Kristine. However, agencies that provide basic health services and disaster response will continue to operate as usual. Local leaders may decide to cancel or suspend work and classes in their areas based on local conditions. Suspension of work in private companies and offices is left to the discretion of the respective heads. All bases are covered as far as government efforts to provide all the needed assistance to Kristine-affected Filipinos, especially in the Bicol region, are concerned. Aside from the family food packs for our displaced residents temporarily sheltered in evacuation centers, additional aid will also be provided as soon as the weather condition improves. PTV's Kenneth Pasyente tells us more.
No one should go hungry. That is one of the directives of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. to the DSWD in light of Typhoon Kristine's destruction. According to DSWD Secretary Rex Gatchalian, the President does not only want distribution of aid and rescue operations. The President also wants that there is sufficient food for those affected by the typhoon.
Makakaasa ho kayo na tuloy-tuloy po yan. Yan ang ating instruction ng ating mahal na Pangulo na walang pamilya o walang biktima ng kalamidad na
ongoing actions in response to the typhoon's effects. In fact, before the typhoon entered the country's area of concern, approximately 170,000 family food packs or FFPs were prepositioned in Bicol. Another 121,000 FFPs are still available and they won't wait for the supply to run out. Therefore, an additional 100,000 family food packs are heading to Bicol.
Bago natin naramdaman yung epekto ng Bagyong Kristine, ang national stockpile natin, ito yung mga family food packs na nakakalat sa lahat ng mga warehouses natin sa buong bansa, nasa kulang-kulang 2 million pieces. Ngayong umaga, I don't know if they can just flash the data, meron tayong 1.98 to 600 million family food packs. Nabawasan mula kahapon hanggang ngayon kasi nagre-release na tayo. So we're ready. Sa katunayan, kausap ko kahapon si Mayor Legacion. The day before, kausap ko si Congressman El Rey Villafuerte. Kausap ko rin kahapon ng ating acting governor ng Albay, si Vice Governor Glenda. At ang assurance namin sa kanila, bagamat sila ang first line of defense, ang local government units, handang-handa ang pamalang nasyonal na i-augment o dagdagan ang kanilang mga supply.
Relief aid is also ready to be distributed to affected individuals once Typhoon Kristine leaves the country.
Once mapasok na ng mga residente yung kanilang mga bahay after the storm at ma-realize nila yung extent ng damage, papasok ulit ang DSWD to extend financial assistance together with DSWD naman to repair, rehabilitate yung kanilang mga tahanan at ari-arian na maaring napinsala.
In case the looming weather disturbance in Mindanao enters the Philippine area of responsibility, the DSWD asserts full preparedness.
We have stockpiles also in Mindanao and Eastern Visayas. Later on, we can share with you the graph that we pulled out a while ago. Those remain intact and we continuously produce goods out of our Cebu Processing Center. Kung matatanda natin, dalawa kasi yung repacking center ng bansa. Nasa Pasay, yung tinatawag naming National Resource Center, at nasa Visayas, nasa Cebu naman yung para sa Visayas and Mindanao. There are plans, part of the anticipatory action, to build one starting next year. The third one na ilalagay naman natin sa Caraga, nasa Butuan. That will serve the Mindanao and the eastern seaboard ng Visayas, Mindanao that's very prone to typhoon.
Meanwhile, the Office of Civil Defense is now on red alert for immediate action on the typhoon. Rubber boats are also being prepared in Bicol, particularly in Naga, as the government also prioritizes rescue operations. The OCD emphasized there are enough resources, but the challenge remains to be the high flood levels in some areas and the logistics needed to get it there. Therefore, the OCD has deployed equipment from the Southern Luzon Command of the AFP to augment local government's ongoing operations.
As we speak po, kinokolekta na po yung mga commitment din ni Secretary Teodoro through the J3 po. In fact, nakita ko na po yung listahan ng mga equipment. Meron din po tayong 17 na air assets, no, na naka-preposition sa Villamor, naka-preposition sa Cebu, which are readily deployable, weather permitting, kasi we have to be sure din po that our pilots, our assets are safe. And yan po ay commitment and we are going to keep it. And as we speak po, nagdumadating na rin yung tulong sa Bicol. Una, sabi ko nga, yung galing sa Solcom, which is the area command nearest, yung jurisdiction niya po yung Bicol, and Region 8, which is the nearby region from Tacloban.
From PTV, Kenneth Pasyente, Balitang Pambansa.
The DSWD provides storage, stockpiles, and sorts the mountains of relief and food items into precise handout bags for packages. The military, the Army, Navy, and Air Force provides logistical support, the shipping and handling of hundreds of thousands of relief bags or packages to their intended locations all over the country. Thus, pinpoint coordination between the disaster response agencies of the government and the AFP is critical for prompt deployment or delivery to disaster-stricken areas, as we hear more from our Noel Talakay.
The Department of Social Welfare and Development, or DSWD, admitted there are still remote areas that are difficult to reach due to high levels of flood. This, the DSWD echoed during its weekly news forum this morning. With this, the DSWD is now coordinating with other government agencies that can provide logistical support to deliver relief items and family food packs.
Meron pa mga areas na Kamsur na hindi pa natin ma-reach. The same report na nakita natin this morning. But with the continuous clearing, of course, by the DPWH, hopefully, and mag-subside na po yung mga baha natin, ay ma-reach na natin yung mga areas na to.
Despite this, the Social Welfare and Development Department has assured the public, especially those with families affected by Kristine, of government's assistance coming to them. The agency also assured no one will be left behind.
Pag-preposition na kasi tayo, no, nandun na sa mga warehouses, even to the last miles, yung ating mga family food packs and non-food items. The LGUs come in to pick up yung mga food packs and non-food items na yun.
According to the latest tally of DSWD, almost 2 million boxes of family food packs have been distributed by the agency. The DSWD also said it still has more than 200 billion pesos to finance all its assistance. The agency did not monitor warehouses affected by flooding.
One of the indicators that we are carefully checking ay yung location ng mga warehouses to ensure that these are not located sa mga disaster-prone areas. That is one of the conditions now that we have set.
The Department of Social Welfare and Development assured it has enough family food pack to provide affected families of Typhoon Kristine. From People's Television Network, Noel Talakay, Balitang Pambansa.
Meanwhile, 13 areas in eastern Visayas have been placed under state of calamity due to massive flooding caused by severe tropical storm Kristine. According to Philippine News Agency's report, the affected areas include Maydulong, Borongan City, San Julian, Sulat, Taft, Can Avid, Dolores, Maslog, Oras, San Policarpio, o San Policarpo, Arteche, and Jipapad in eastern Samar and Lope de Vega in northern Samar. Based on the initial report from the Eastern Samar PDRRM office, more than 6,000 families or over 34,000 individuals are affected by the weather disturbance, with more than 1,000 evacuees.
It was supposed to bear the brunt of severe tropical storm Kristine's fury, but then the outer bands of Kristine's vast range of storm clouds laden with rain fell a day earlier in Bicol. This, plus the buffer of protected barrier the Sierra Madre Mountains provide against powerful winds, has spared Isabela of the height of Kristine's wrath. As we hear this report.
According to Attorney Constante Foronda, Chief of PDRRMO in Isabela, the Sierra Madre mountain range played a crucial role in weakening the strong winds and heavy rains of the typhoon as it moved inland. While some banana trees were uprooted due to the intense winds, most houses and infrastructure remained intact, preventing widespread damage. In an interview with Radyo Pilipinas Tugigaraw, Foronda mentioned that the province implemented measures in preparation for the storm, including the immediate evacuation of residents.
Wala rin akong natanggap na untoward report galing sa iba't ibang mga MDRRMOs. Iniintay lang namin yung crop damage report.
IPPO Provincial Director Police Colonel Lee Allen Dowding also confirmed that there were no reported casualties or major incidents. Police officers were also deployed to monitor flood-prone areas, bridges, and roadways to ensure public safety. At the moment, DSWD continues to distribute relief goods to affected families in Isabela and the entire region, while DPWH is also conducting road clearing operations to keep roads safe for residents and vehicles. As the the typhoon exits the region, the PDRRMO continues to monitor potential damage to crops. However, significant losses are not anticipated as most farmers had already harvested their crops before the storm arrived. The agency is also keeping an eye on possible flooding in Cagayan, which could cause backflow into Isabella's upstream areas, particularly affecting the towns of Cabagan, Santa Maria, Santo Tomas, San Pablo, and Tumawini. Both the PDRRMO and IPPO reaffirm its commitment in protecting the lives of Isabelenos and maintaining a zero casualty record as Typhoon Kristine moves out of the region. From PIA Cagayan Valley, this is Mary Joy Javier, Balitang, Pambansa.
The public's well-being or the common good is government's paramount concern. Hence, the House of Representatives set aside and put off its oversight duties to focus on providing relief and assistance to people hit hard by severe tropical storm Kristine's passage and fallout. PTV's Mela Lesmoras tells us more.
To help those affected by Typhoon Kristine in various parts of the country, the ACT-CIS party list headed by Congressman Erwin Tulfo turned over 1 million pesos in cash aid to the Philippine Coast Guard. They also conveyed to the agency 1,000 sacks of rice to be given out to typhoon victims.
Yun naman pinapaabot ni Kong Erwin sa pamunuan ng Coast Guard bukod sa aming pasasalamat kung ano pa raw yung mga pwedeng may tulong, mga pangangailangan sa Bicol Region at sa iba pang lugar. Nakahanda naman yung ACT-CIS na tumulong anytime.
We intend to bring the relief goods by sea. So right now, meron kami pinaplano na 2 barko, papadala po namin yan.
In a video message, Congressman Tulfo assured to continue monitoring the situation of our countrymen amidst this calamity.
Ito po yung munting ambag namin ng ACT-CIS at saka ng Erwin Tulfo Action Center para sa mga kababayan natin po na binagyo po dyan sa Bicolandia para makatulong po sa mga kababayan ho natin doon.
According to House Speaker Martin Romualdez, upon the directive of President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., a large-scale relief operation has been put to action to assist the families severely affected by Typhoon Kristine. Speaker Romualdez facilitated the request for the immediate release of 390 million pesos in cash aid with additional relief packages worth over 21 million pesos for a total of more than 411 million pesos. Speaker Romualdez said the President's directive is clear. No Filipino family or individual should be left behind in the government's assistance efforts. As of now, House hearings are also cancelled as the congressmen focus on extending aid and support to their constituents affected by the typhoon.
During this time of calamities, dapat magkaisa ang Pilipino. Hindi muna tayo mag-usap tungkol sa politika. Ito yung sinasabi ng ating Pangulo na si BBM na whole of nation approach, no?
From PTV, Mela Lesmoras, Balitang, Pambansa.
Concerned agencies are working hard to ensure affected farmers can recover from the damage caused by the weather disturbance. Various types of interventions are available from the Department. Details in this report.
The Department of Agriculture confirms farmers affected by Typhoon Kristine will be taken care of. Lito Mukati of DA Carbinget said they have prepositioned aid for these farmers. This includes distribution of seedlings and farm inputs, among others. Mukati said affected farmers may report to their barangays and the barangays will endorse the report to the province and the DA regional office for proper intervention. Also, according to him, vegetable supply and prices at trading centers in the province are stable as of now. Meanwhile, farmers in La Trinidad Benguet continue to monitor their farms for the possible effects of Tropical Cyclone Kristine.
Hindi flood lang mo tinong dadagal ti kwat kada abong no pangmula ko makan dagito yo silupin ta isungay ti dadailon ti angin no naangin dagito ti madadail.
John Ayawan, Vice Chairman of a Farmers Association in town, said they continue to monitor, especially their area is often flooded during heavy rains.
Ayawan said they hope that the concerned government offices will also check on the waterways in the area to avoid flooding during tropical cyclones. Clint Isvantotanes of the Philippine Information Agency Cordillera for Balitang, Pambansa.
Meanwhile, the center of severe tropical storm Kristine was seen over the coastal waters of Santa Cruz, Ilocos Sur, with maximum sustained winds of 95 kilometers per hour near the center. Gustiness reaching up to 145 kilometers per hour and is moving westward slowly. Stormy weather will be felt in Ilocos region, Cordillera Administrative Region, Zambales, and Bataan. Rains with gusty winds will fall on Metro Manila, the rest of Luzon, Western Visayas, Northern Samar, and Samar. Meanwhile, the trough of Kristine will bring cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms in Zamboanga Peninsula, Lanao del Norte, Misamis Occidental, and the rest of Visayas. Partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms will be experienced by the rest of Mindanao.
Coming up, typhoon-affected families in Pangasinan receive relief packs from the government.
DOH Health Emergency Response Team gives medical interventions to affected individuals. We'll give you more details when Balitang Pambansa returns.
Tutukan ang pinakamalakas at pinakamalawak na pag-uulat hatid ng buong Presidential Communications Office. Ako po, si Joseph Fernandez para sa Balitang Pambansa.
Lunes hanggang Biyernes. At masusubaybayan sa lahat ng himpilan ng TV at radyo at digital portals sa buong Presidential Communications Office. Good vibes ba kamo? Sagot namin ang umaga ninyo. Mula sa balitaan,
makakakwentuhan natin yung umaga,
bagong kaalaman,
hoping for the success,
hanggang sa Unli Chikahan. Kasama ang RSP Morning Barkada. Rise and Shine Pilipinas. Lunes hanggang Biyernes, alas 6 na umaga. Dito lang sa PTV. Pagkakataon nyo ng maglingkod para sa bayan. Inaanyayahan namin ang lahat ng mga individual na may talento at dedikasyon na mag-apply sa aming mga bukas na posisyon. News Division, Associate Producer, Graphic Artist, Production Coordinator, Writer, PCSO Unit, Cardian Operator, Graphic Artists. Ipadala ang inyong resume sa hireme@ptni.gov.ph. Panoorin malinaw at malalimang pagsusuri sa mga isyung pampolitika at polisiya ng pamahalaan. Ipaliliwanag ng respetadong political scientist at akademiko na si Profesor Antonio Contreras. Punto de vista. Mapanuring komentaryo na nagpapainit sa inyong umaga sa Rise and Shine Pilipinas. Dito sa inyong pambansang TV, PTV.
The government has been working round the clock to ensure all the necessary assistance are provided to those severely affected by the latest weather disturbance. Here to give us an update about the steps being taken by the Marcos administration is the Department of Interior and Local Government Secretary, Jonathan Victor John Vic Rimulya. Good evening, Secretary Rimulya.
It's Juanito Victor, not Jonathan. Good evening to all of you.
Good evening, Secretary John Vic. Sir, what provinces are currently being hit hard by the severe tropical storm Kristine, and what is the Chief Executive's directive to you and to the governors as well?
Well, the hardest hit yesterday was the Bicol region and up to the Barm area. Today, the hardest hit were Region 4, specifically Cavite and Laguna, where now a total, not only in totality of the Philippines, over 1 million families have been affected with, let me get an exact number. I have the exact number here. With 5,097 evacuation centers and 160,000 plus families already inside the evacuation centers. The President has directed to exert all efforts necessary in order for relief efforts to arrive. However, we are hampered by the current situation of the floods, especially in the Bicol region. Cavite is also hit hard, especially in the coastal areas of Noveleta and Rosario and parts of General Trias. But I think that we will. It is being handled as we speak. The President has also instructed that standby field hospitals be ready in case that the hospitals especially in the Naga region cannot handle the current load. As of present, we have made an accounting of the hospital beds capacity, and it is still within capacity of the province. The DOH is on standby to airlift the hospital there, as well as the relief goods from the DSWD.
Secretary Remulla, speaking of beds, what are the field medical hospitals ordered by the President, and where are these?
These are here in NCR. We have 3 of them, which are accredited by the United Nations as field ready. They are tested already, and they are of international standards. We're actually one of the few countries who are already ready with these hospitals, and we have to commend the DOH for preparing these.
Secretary John Vic, how many evacuation centers are there currently, and can you tell us the number of individuals who are presently staying in these centers?
As of last count, there were 5,097 evacuation centers with over 166,000 families already occupying them. However, we must state that more than 1 million families were affected by these storms, and that's not a complete accounting yet. That is only as of 7 p.m. As we speak, Laguna and Quezon are being hit hard by the rains, and we still have to get the full accounting.
Sec John Vic, can we ask what is the situation now in the affected regions?
The regions of Naga and up to the storms has already exited as of I think 6 p.m. The eye of the storm is exited off I think La Union and or Ilocos Sur. But the rains still persist in the areas, especially here in the areas of Region 4 and Bataan and Zambales. So we will have a full accounting by around 12 p.m. And I think tomorrow the relief efforts will go on full blast.
That's good to hear, Secretary. How about what is the government's main intervention now as we deal with this typhoon, Secretary?
Well, the main interventions are already in place. We have to commend the DSWD Secretary for preparing very well. The relief goods were pre-positioned before the storm happened. The only hindering factor really were the high flood waters, because that's why we couldn't get to them at a timely manner. However, this should serve as a lesson to all of us to prepare our budgets for next year to have a readiness program. In this kind of situation where history has taught us lessons over and over again, we must be ready all the time, and we must have the physical capacities present even before the storm hits. So my department is looking into pouring a lot of resources into disaster prevention and mitigating efforts before for the next year's series of storms.
Good evening, Secretary Remulla. This is Princess. Assalamu alaikum. We would like to know also, on the other hand, what specific instructions did President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. give you?
He instructed me to get a full accounting of what is happening in all the local government units. Our field offices have been in touch. He also asked me to make sure that the intervention of the national government is put in a timely manner. We must commend the OCD. They've been doing a great job. Also the DPWH, also the Department of Health. Everyone is working together as a team, and we have to commend all the secretaries for doing a great job.
That's nice to hear, Secretary. Now, can we say that the government has also provided assistance to almost everyone who needs help?
Everyone who needs help will get the help. Unfortunately, to say now that they have gotten it is an overstatement. As I said earlier, we are hampered by the high flood waters, but we assure everyone that anyone who needs help will get the help, and everyone who deserves the help will surely get it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the update, DILG Secretary John Vic Remulla. Have a good evening.
Thank you.
Transportation Secretary Jaime Bautista has announced all the airports in the Bicol region are operational following severe tropical storm Kristine. Based on Philippine News Agency's report, airports in Daraga, Virac, Masbate, and Naga can be used for air transport of relief goods. The Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, or CAAP, confirmed Bicol International Airport is operational, but staff from Cebu Pacific and Philippine Airlines couldn't reach the airport due to impassable roads. Several flights were canceled from October 22 to 23 due to the storm's impacts.
Meanwhile, over 3,000 residents in Pangasinan evacuate due to severe tropical storm Kristine. Meanwhile, the Pangasinan Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office continues to monitor the situation. Jenry Del Rosario of Philippine Information Agency Pangasinan has the full report.
Residents of Lingayen and Dagupan City in Pangasinan experienced flooding due to a storm surge caused by Typhoon Kristine. According to the Pangasinan Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office, as of 2 o'clock p.m. today, 908 families or 3,117 individuals have been evacuated and provided with relief packs by the local government. They are currently staying in various evacuation centers across the province. Power outage was reported in the towns of Bani, Infanta, Lingayen, Mabini, and Sual, but electricity has already been restored. Meanwhile, a house at Barangay Ranom, Iloco in Bani was partially damaged due to strong winds caused by typhoon. Pangasinan Governor Ramon Gico III assured that all the needs of the evacuees are being addressed. In Dagupan City, Mayor Belen Fernandez reported that storm surges between 1 to 2 meters were experienced in Barangay Tondaligan. As of 9 o'clock a.m. today, 282 families or 981 individuals have been evacuated due to flooding. Some roads, including Paras Road, are impassable to all types of vehicles, while others are only passable to light vehicles due to flooding caused by the typhoon. It was worsened by high tide and the water released from San Roque Dam. The Pangasinan local government, through its DRRMO teams, continues to monitor the situation in the 48 towns and cities of the province, with Typhoon Signal number 3 still in effect due to Typhoon Kristine.
Papasalamat po kami kay Mayor at sa kapitan po namin kasi po. Yun po, limigas po kami na mas maaga para malayo sa disgrasya.
From PIA Pangasinan, Jenry Del Rosario, Balitang, Pambansa.
Severe tropical storm Kristine has flooded a town in Quezon, leaving farmlands and homes submerged. Local officials are working to provide support to the affected residents. Cecil Maloles from the Philippine Information Agency Calabarzon provides the details.
Severe tropical storm Kristine left widespread flooding in the town of Catanawan, Quezon due to heavy to torrential rain since Tuesday. In an aerial inspection conducted by the Catanawan Municipal Disaster and Risk Reduction Management Council this Thursday, the town's farmlands and communities were submerged in flood, especially in Barangay Diez. Floods have subsided this afternoon. According to a bulletin by the Quezon Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office, there are 8,998 families or 30,247 affected individuals province-wide. Quezon disaster officials said that the Provincial Social Welfare and Development Office continue its operation to reach affected population to provide aid, especially to those in the first district of the province. Houses are also reported to have been partially or totally damaged due to the storm, while some roads and bridges are still not passable due to flooding and minor landslides. The Department of Social Welfare and Development has begun distributing family food packs to assist residents of Quezon Province affected by Typhoon Kristine. As part of their ongoing relief efforts, DSWD propositioned at least 2 million food packs to support local government units and ensure timely distribution. From PIA Calabarzon, Cecil Maloles, Balitang Pambansa.
On the other news, the Department of Health or DOH Health Emergency Response Team from various regions immediately provided medical interventions to evacuees. Some were given hygiene kits, various types of medicine and consultations after their initial assessment of certain evacuation centers. The DOH ensures sufficient supplies of disinfectants, chlorine granules, and aquatubs, which are essential for maintaining personal hygiene and providing them an access to clean water and sanitation. Several local emergency operations centers and patient navigation and referral units are operating 24/7 to monitor other areas in the regions that may need additional assistance.
And that concludes our rundown of the latest, widest, and most comprehensive news and information from all across the nation. From Radyo Pilipinas, I'm Joe Fernandez.
This is your trusted news source, always ready to inform and serve the people. Catch Balitang Pambansa again tomorrow at 7 a.m., 12 noon, 6 p.m., and 9:30 p.m. For more updates and developments. From Radyo Pilipinas, I'm Princess Habiba Saripaudak, and this is
Balitang Pambansa.